Hey there pilots, welcome to Titan Time, and let's take a look at all the boost cards available in the Titanfall 2 multiplayer. Now if you played the tech test you'll know that boost cards are activated by building your Titan percentage meter to a certain point, allowing your chosen boost to be activated. We only saw 2 in the tech test, but Respawn have packed in a ton of other boosts to pick from, so first let's go through each one, starting off with Pilot Sentry. This is an automatic anti-personnel turret with a 1-minute lifetime, which will only be effective against pilots, grunts and spectres. We first saw this in the pilot reveal trailer, placed strategically behind the new AWOL pilot ability. Now obviously this boost is going to be a good choice for game modes like Amped Hardpoint and Bounty Hunt, but positioning will be key in using the Pilot Sentry. It can also be easily destroyed, but if you're not looking for it, it can quickly take you out. I also think Pilot Sentry will be beneficial in Capture the Flag, either defensively by covering a flag running route or putting it up in your base, but also offensively for flag runners themselves, deploying a turret as you make your run, giving your pursuers something else to think about whilst you put more distance between them. The activation cost for this is 72%. Next up, it's Map Hack. This reveals all enemy players on the minimap and was one of the most powerful burn cards available in the original Titanfall. Map Hack has a few changes though this time, as it only lasts for a short period of time, so it won't last a full life like it did in Titanfall 1. If an enemy player is using Map Hack, you will get an on-screen notification, so at least you can be a little more prepared. It's also proximity based, emitting a pulse highlighting enemy players who touch it. Essentially, it's like a pulse blade attached to yourself. The activation cost is again 72%. And now for battery backup. Giving yourself a free battery, which at first doesn't seem like that much of a big deal, but it's actually going to be quite beneficial in game modes like Last Titan Standing. A free battery means you can easily boost friendly Titans if your Titan is doomed, without having to put yourselves in harm's way to get one, keeping your teammates alive for longer. But with a hefty 80% activation cost, you'll most likely have already picked up a battery or two from rodeos in Last Titan Standing before you can activate it, so we'll have to see just how effective this boost will be once the game is released. And next we have the Radar Jammer, which you guessed it, jams the enemy radar, and seeing as the activation cost is as low as 40%, it'll be a quick and effective way of disrupting the enemy at the beginning of a match. However, I'm sure that with all the new abilities and boosts, we'll have more than enough tools at our disposal to not have to worry about radar too much if it gets jammed by the enemy. Next we have Titan Sentry, which is very similar to the Pilot Sentry, but for attacking Titans instead of pilots. With a cheap activation cost of only 35% and a 1-minute lifetime, this will be handy in Last Titan Standing as it's quick enough to activate, providing you with a nice distraction for the enemy Titans whilst you go for the rodeo. It'll also be handy for those times when the enemy team has Titan superiority on the battlefield. Next, it's the Smart Pistol. Just as we told you a month or so ago, the Smart Pistol is back but only as a boost, with 2 12-round magazines replacing your secondary weapon when activated. Enemies will receive a lock-on notification when in use, which we wanted for a long time in Titanfall 1, and it'll cost you 60% activation. Next is Phase Rewind, which phase shifts you back to a previous position before activated. I think this could be really good for Capture the Flag, deploying just as you enter the base to get a quick view of who's hiding in the corner maybe, or a few seconds after you start your flag run, giving you a chance to fake your route direction and then redirect yourself and throw off your pursuers. It does take a second or so to activate, so you won't be able to just spam this if someone gets the drop on you, but if you time it right, it'll be a helpful plan B, and with a 25% activation cost, this will be easy to activate and provide multiple uses. And also just to note, you don't need to have the phase shift ability equipped in order to use this boost. Now for Hardcover. Essentially, this is the cheap alternative to the AWOL, providing you with a pilot-sized particle wall, but this does not amp your shots like the AWOL does. But at a mere 20% activation cost, this will be great to deploy if stuck reloading halfway through a one-on-one firefight, or if you're already using the AWOL, it's just another wall to make you feel extra safe because, sometimes we all need to build a wall, or two. And third time lucky because next it's Hollow Pilot Nova. As if one holopilot wasn't enough, you can now deploy 3 decoys of yourself, and was a full-on WTF moment when I first saw this here in the pilot trailer. You don't need to have the holopilot ability equipped to use this, and I sure can't wait for Rich and I to launch this ability into a hardpoint at the same time, with a few electric smoke grenades as well, just for good measure. And with an activation cost of 40%, we'll be sending out holograms of ourselves left, right and centre. Literally. And last but not least, it's Dice Roll, which randomly chooses a boost and is activated at 36%. Although you'll probably end up picking specific boosts for specific game modes, this is a great choice for those players who want to mix it up and get a chance with all the abilities. Seeing as most of the other boosts are actually more expensive than 36%, you'll be getting the more costly boost earlier with this, with the drawback of course of not knowing what boost you'll be getting. But actually, I can see this being quite entertaining in like private matches, just having everyone using the dice roll, so you don't really know what you're going to get. So that might be a nice little thing for you guys out there who set up a lot of private matches. Now the amped weapons and ticks we already saw in the tech test, and amped weapons will still set you back 80% activation costs, providing you with increased damage for both your primary and secondary weapons. And the ticks, which gives you 2 deployable spider drones, which will automatically hunt down enemies before self-detonating, will be 65%. Now with 12 boost cards to choose from, there's something for everyone here, and we'll now have even more options in Titanfall 2, and your boost choice will be just as important as your weapon and ability choices. Which boost stands out most to you so far, and which will suit your playstyle the most? Let us know in the comments below, and keep it locked to Titan Time for all the latest Titanfall 2 news and tips, and we'll catch you next time.